All right, here we go, y'all. Are y'all here with me? Just want to make sure y'all are here with the brother. Y'all know, man, it's a special, special day, man. Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what time it is. And y'all know who y'all looking at. Yes, indeed, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Club Pizzle. I am, of course, your host, Don P. You can call me Pizzle. You can call me Pod God. You can call me. No, I'm not Uncle Pod anymore. Shannon Sharp stole that title from me, so I guess he can have that some gun, right? I want to thank you guys for y'all continued support of this podcast. I want to thank you guys for y'all continued support of this channel. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share this thing out, man. Y'all go comment tonight. Get y'all comments in. We here for a good time and not a long time. I know it's Wednesday, but I got some stuff I'm doing tomorrow that I'm not able to do it. And by me owning and having my own whatever, by me being able to control everything that I do, I decided, hey, I'm gonna bring this thing on a Wednesday night tonight. So let me see me get the chair. All right, make sure y'all can see me. We good. Um, but again, once again, I want to thank everybody who took the time out of their busy schedule or their busy scrolling on whatever socials y'all are on. Um, Thank y'all for putting in y'all votes for me for the Ohio Entertainment Awards for Best Podcast. The results will be out this Sunday. I'll know Sunday or Monday whether I win or if I don't. I hear from my peers and my friends and family and people out there that support me that no matter what, I'm always going to be the pod god. I'm always going to be the best. And I understand and I appreciate you guys for saying that. I just want the damn hardware that goes with that. And that really gives me the bragging right because I could say, hey, I'm the pod guy, but somebody, or I could say I'm the best, but the person who holds that title, you know what I'm saying, that win the award can say that, hey, you're not the pod guy, I'm the pod guy because I got the award. But anyway, man, let's get to it, man. We are here for a good time and not a long time. Again, this is a special Wednesday edition that I'm going to put back on tomorrow at my regular time, at the regular time slot on everything Spotify. Y'all know how I do, man. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how I do. It's going down. Let's just get to it, man. Cleveland Cavaliers are off to a hot start. The hot start continued. They are now 12-0. Their latest game was a victory over the Chicago Bulls on Monday night, and it was not easy. It was not easy. Oh my God, man. Whew. Those Chicago Bulls, that new style that they're playing, and that seems to be the new NBA. Y'all gonna get the ball now. It's 7 seconds or less, or y'all running a 14-second shot clock in your brain. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Everybody talks of all of this stuff. And one of these days, I'm going to sit down and have a conversation with the people out there about exactly what do you classify as defense in the NBA. And if y'all say the 80s and the 90s, they played defense, I got something for you. But that game was not an easy game. The Bulls, they rammed it up. They did their thing. But off to a 12-0 start. Since I last joined you, the Cleveland Cavaliers have beaten the dog piss out of the Golden State Warriors last Friday. Last Saturday night, a hard-fought 5-6 point win against the Brooklyn Nets, a game that I was in the building for. And it was tense in there for a minute. But I will say this about that crowd down there Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. When that place is loud and when that place is rocking, it is a tough place for any team to play. And it has been like that anytime this team is successful, anytime that this team is winning. The first LeBron stint, when that team was here, that building used to be rocking. When LeBron came home and people are down, as long as you're down there and you're supporting your team, that place is rocking and that place is a tough place to play in. I say that just to say support the team because they feed off of it. And also, they beat the Chicago Bulls on Monday. What a 3-game stretch it was, especially the Brooklyn game, coming off on the back end of a back-to-back, struggling in the second half, going down double digits in the third quarter, having that 16-point third quarter where they look absolutely awful. And I'm watching, I'm like, oh, no, this can't be the game that they lose. Not against the Brooklyn Nets. Of all teams who do have some tough guys, I still would love for Cam Johnson to be in the Cavaliers uniform. I would take Cam Thomas in the Cavalier uniform. Who else on that team? Dorian Finney-Smith. They have some guys that aren't superstars that can be contributors on playoff teams and championship contenders, in my opinion. Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas are two guys I would love for the Cleveland Cavaliers to have. Jared Allen had, oh my goodness. I wanted to have a drink for Jared Allen because he had such a bad game on Saturday. It was tough. That was tough to watch. And they did pull him. What else as far as this week? Some of the lineups in these games, I'm impressed by. At first, I'm looking at it and I'm scrunching my face up and I'm looking at it like, why is Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Karis LeVert, Isaac Okoro, and George Niang on the floor at the same time? Or a combination that with Donovan and throwing Dean Wade, Ty Jerome. There were some lineups that I'm out there and I'm looking when I first see it. It's like, okay, what the hell is going on here? What is going to happen here? What am I looking at? Why is it here? But the results would seem to come out nice. This team is so interchangeable. You can pull Garland and bring in LeVert and let Donovan run the point with Okoro or LeVert at the 2. You can pull Mobley or Allen. Niang can play the 4. When you pull Allen, you can move Mobley to the 5. Mobley can guard all 5 positions. He's always been able to do that. Let's be clear. His defensive play, his offensive play, his aggression, his grabbing the ball off of rebounds and just taking it up the floor, making a move. It's not all the way polished yet. He will get there. I know it looks a little funny. It looks a little awkward. It looks like anybody can swipe that thing from him, but they never do. My one big issue with Evan Mobley is when he gets to the paint, that ball comes down below his waist. He can't do that. It leaves him open for that ball to be swiped by a guard or for somebody while he's going up, take a swipe down at the ball. I want him to keep that ball chest and up so he can bam. Y'all know what it is. I mean, maybe I'm going a little bit over our heads. Let me come back down just a little bit. But impressed by what those guys are doing. 12-0 to start the season. Darius Garland, named Eastern Conference Player of the Week, averaged 25 points, 7 rebounds, shot 58% from the three-point line, which is now we have back-to-back Players of the Week. Donovan Mitchell did it last week. Donovan Mitchell did it the week before, and Darius Garland is your current Eastern Conference Player of the Week. I'm excited. I have something in what's today? The 14th, the 13th. In 3 weeks' time, I got something for y'all. I'm really gonna give y'all my assessment on this team or where I think this team can go. There's still a few things that I do need to see. I honestly do need to see them lose a game just to see how they play in that game and to see how they respond to a loss. Okay, that's the big thing. Because right now, we're enjoying this ride, and I'm enjoying this ride. Nobody's enjoying this ride more than I am. I love it. They're getting these wins, and not only are they winning games, they're winning games by 30. They're winning games by coming back from being down double digits. and pulling it off at the last second, as we've seen in Milwaukee. We've seen the game where they struggle, have a bad third quarter. The last two games actually struggle, had bad third quarters, went down double digits against Brooklyn. They went down quite a few against the Chicago Bulls. Saw them make those runs in the fourth quarter where they buckle down on defense and they start hitting shots. We've seen them win a lot of ways. And again, and it's not I want to see them lose. At some point, they are going to lose games. 82-0 does not happen. The greatest team in regular season history, the best record, they lost 9 games, the 72-10 Bulls. Eventually, they will lose a game. Hopefully, it doesn't come tonight. They got Philly at 7:30. Y'all can mute it because y'all don't listen to commentators anyway. I won't be on past. We gonna get there. Y'all, the first quarter, y'all can mute it and listen to me. But at some point, this team is gonna lose a game. We have to see how they look in those games and how they respond to those losses. Another thing that I love about this team is the unselfishness. They can overshare, and we've seen it a few times on some of those shot clock violations where that ball is whipping around. And again, in 3 weeks time, I got something for y'all. Actually, 2 weeks time. The night before Thanksgiving, or maybe Thanksgiving, or maybe Black Friday, whatever day I'm gonna do Club Pizzle that week. I got my assessment. I got something I want to share with y'all. I'm just not getting too ahead of myself. I said 20 games. We at 12. Game 13 is getting ready to happen. So I'll leave that there. Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome. Oh my God. I'm not going to apologize to him anymore. I'm a fan now. I don't need to apologize to him. I am a Ty Jerome fan. I'm almost to the point where I want to buy a Ty Jerome jersey. But I like my customs, and no, this is not a Max Strus. This is me. I want y'all to turn around so y'all can see. That's me. I'm buying all custom jerseys now because players get traded. Players leave. Players start playing bad. So I just buy my own jerseys and I can be able to wear these and fitted and, But Ty Jerome, he is at that point where I'm ready to buy his jersey. He has, what a start for him. Coming off the bench, he provides a spark off the bench. He's another little engine. Him and Karis LeVert off that bench, a part of that bench mob, that bench bunch. I don't have a name for him yet. There isn't quite a name for this bench, these guys yet. I don't want to call them bench mob yet because we ain't got there yet. I just need a name for that bench. Ty Jerome, Karis LeVert. As of late, since coming back, Dean Wade has been coming off the bench. George Niang has been coming off the bench, giving me some pretty good minutes. Who else am I missing off that bench? It's Sam Merrill, shooter Sam Merrill. This shooter coming off the bench. This group, I'm so impressed. I'm almost at a loss for words because I'm enjoying this. I don't want to jinx it too bad. I'm not going to say much. Just know in a couple weeks' time, I'm going to speak. And I'm going to tell y'all what I see and what I've been seeing for these first 12 games getting ready to go on 13. Tonight, Philly, they got Chicago on Friday. And then Charlotte on Sunday. And then we have Boston next week and New Orleans again. But the Chicago game and the Boston game are both part of the NBA Cup, the in-season tournament. I'll be in the building on Friday. But that Boston game, And hopefully Chicago, hopefully these 3 games, they don't trip up and bump their head. Tonight against Philly, I don't think so. No Embiid, no Maxey, no Paul George. They're going against the Delaware Blue Hens at this point. They're going against the Philadelphia Load Managers tonight. So hopefully this team is so locked in. I'm hoping that they're locked in. They're going to come out and they just going to run it. Get them out of here early so I can have dinner and I can go to bed. Or I can bounce around the league and channel surf on this beautiful Wednesday night in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm trying to think. That's pretty much it. But that first, they have an opportunity, man, to just run it. Hopefully they don't trip up tonight. Hopefully they don't trip up against Chicago on Friday. Chicago did play them tough. Charlotte on Sunday. I don't expect them to trip up and bump their head before they get to Boston. So they could be 15-0, headed up to Beantown for the rematch of the second round of the playoffs last year. And this time it's different. Because we healthy and we hot and we rolling. And there's going to be a 3-point shootout because the Celtics put up 63s a game. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. We're going to stay right here. Philly is coming up tonight, 7:30. Okay? Moving on. I want to play a little game with y'all. Those that are live and those that are going to be watching this on tape. I might clip this segment up for y'all. I want to play a little version of who he play for / where are they now. I got 4 names written on my board here. And these are 4 players that were once Cavaliers and were traded away to bring in somebody new, or they were traded away because somebody else on the roster that I felt was better were to remain, and they had to get them out of here in order for them to get their shot. I think y'all should know where I'm going with this. But we're going to play a little bit of where are they now. I'm going to just give y'all these. I'm going to give y'all the names. I'm going to run through it. And I really contemplated waiting to do this. But since this team is off to such a hot start, and I wondered where somebody else was, or a couple of these guys. I knew where a couple of them were. All right, so let's just get to it. Lauri Markkanen is still out in Utah. He was a part of the Donovan Mitchell trade. This is the one guy that I wish we could have kept. Because you put DG and Donovan with the 3 7-footers on the front line. Markkanen, Mobley, Allen. This team would have. But Lauri Markkanen, for salary purposes, for the salaries to match up, Donovan bringing his salary over, it was necessary and it had to be done. I'm not upset about it. When they made that deal, it's like, all right, it had to be done. But Lauri Markkanen is averaging 16.6 rebounds, and he is still in Utah. The other part of that deal, Colin Sexton, y'all boy, Colin Sexton, is averaging 15 points, and he's still in Utah. I don't think he's starting out there. I haven't had an opportunity to watch the Utah Jazz this year. I'm going to make it my business. I try to make it my business to watch games from each team. I've been stuck watching. I'm locked in when the Cavs play. I'm locked in. And on nights where the Cavs aren't playing, I'm looking at League Pass, and I might find a certain games. I'm watching all the teams out west. I'm watching OKC. I'm watching Minnesota. I'm watching Memphis. I'm watching. Of course, I'm gonna watch the Lakers. I'm a Laker guy. I'm intrigued by what Houston is doing. Um, if Dallas is on, I'm gonna look for Dallas. Luka and Kyrie. Kyrie Irving is one of my favorite 5 players in this league to watch. So I haven't had an opportunity to watch Utah. I honestly, I want you guys as honest. I want y'all to be honest, and I want y'all to be just be honest. Do you think this trade, the trade, if you don't make this deal, the Donovan for marketing, Sexton, and Abaji. Abaji is on another team, by the way. Abaji is in Toronto. We saw him opening day. If they don't make that trade, where do you think the Cavaliers are? Honestly, I think they're a playing team and a team that gets bounced in the first round. If that. Colin Sexton isn't the guy that's going to lead you. We saw it. He averaged 20 points a game. Yeah, 24 points a game. But yeah, he averaged 24 points a game on a team that won 20 games. Didn't make sense. And that team started to play a whole lot better without him when he got injured the year before he got traded. Just want to throw that out there for y'all. Get it? Got it good. Jetty Osman. Y'all know where Jetty Osman is? Anybody in the chat, y'all want to tell me or want to know where Jetty Osman is? I'll tell you what, Jetty. I'll tell you exactly where Jetty Osman is. Jetty Osman is in the Euro League, and he's playing with Panathinaikos. He's playing for a team I can't even freaking pronounce. He's in the Euro League. He's playing in Greece, and he's averaging 6.4 points a game. Y'all were in love with Jetty Osman. Y'all, this city falls in love with guys who's be here longer than 4 years, to stick around for 4 years. Y'all fall in love with him. It's that LeBron James PTSD shit I always be talking about. But he's in the Euro League. He's not even in the NBA anymore. He played for the Spurs last year, didn't do a lot, didn't do much, and now he's over playing for Panathinaikos. And a final player on the Where Are They Now, who he play for list is none other than your favorite bum, Lamar Stevens. Y'all know where Lamar Stevens is at? I'm going to give y'all a little bit of 4, 3, 2. Lamar Stevens is playing in the G League for the Motor City Cruise. Of course, JB Bickerstaff. He was signed with the Detroit Pistons, got cut in training camp, and signed with the Motor City Cruise. I don't even know if he's playing. I'll know what happens when the Cruise play the Charge in the G League. There were some of y'all out there who really wanted to argue with me that Lamar Stevens was capable of being the starting small forward on a championship contender. Statements like that and people like that, it makes me want to find new friends. It makes me want to delete and block people on Facebook when I see stupid statements like that. People, y'all fell in love with Lamar Stevens. Don't say I didn't try to warn you guys about him. He wasn't it. For every great play he made 6 or 7 bad ones that could cost you a game. And boy, did he do a lot of that in 2023 and 2022. Be honest with it. Y'all can't, so I'm not. So again, these 4 guys were a part of the Cleveland Cavaliers at some point in the last few years, and I was in a whole bunch of pointless conversations about them. One is in the G League. One is in the Euro League, and two more are still with their teams, but not putting up the same numbers that they were. Although Laurie Markkinen, I believe he was an all-star. He was playing at an all-star level. I love Laurie Markkinen. I never argued or questioned Laurie Markkinen. I just knew that Laurie Markkinen had to be moved because of salary reasons. And they wasn't going to pay Colin the sign and trade Colin Sexton, the Utah thing. It wouldn't have been enough. So moving on. The Browns are back from the bye. They're at New Orleans. I'm just off of the Browns right now, seriously. And it's because it's a bye week. There's nothing really to talk about. I don't want to talk about Jed Willis and his business decision. Kevin Stefanski tried to cover it up. Oh, it was just a bad choice of words. Blah. I don't want to hear it. I'm good. I'm done. College football rankings are out. I got college football rankings and a couple of other things, and then we're going to get out of here. I'll let y'all watch the Cavs game. Y'all can continue to watch this thing on mute, okay? And I don't have my remote back here, so I can't turn TV, so I'll have to improvise this thing somehow. But college football rankings are out. Oregon and Ohio State remain 1 and 2. Texas moves up to number 3. Penn State 4. Indiana 5. That is 4 of the top 5 teams in the in college football that are in the Big Ten Conference. So salute to the Big Ten for putting together this conference, this new super conference, and they are absolutely killing it, tearing it up out the frame. In at number 6, BYU, 7, Tennessee, 8, Notre Dame, 9, my Miami Hurricanes, 10, Alabama, 11, Ole Miss, 12, Georgia. That is the top 12. And Georgia being number 12, they are the first team out. 13 is Boise State. They are the top group of 5 team. So they would make their way into the playoff, and Georgia would be on the outs. SMU at 14, Texas A&M 15, Kansas State 16, Colorado 17. Who was that? Washington State 18, Louisville 19, Clemson at number 20. That is the top 20. So the bracket would go as follows. Oregon is still the 1 seed because they are they're number 1 and they're the Big Ten champion. Texas is the highest ranked SEC team right now, so they would be ranked number 2. BYU is the Big 12 leader. They get a bye week because they are the Big 12 leader / champion, as if the playoff ended today. And number 4, my Miami Hurricanes remain at number 4. Thank goodness after that loss. And don't think I still want you guys to lose y'all parlays because y'all put that bad mojo on my team. I'm just throwing that out there because I'm still kind of salty about that, okay? Ohio State, yes, they're ranked number 2, but they are the 5 seed because they are not a conference champion. They don't get a bye week, but they will host a home game, or they host the first round game, and that 5-12 matchup is still Ohio State versus Boise State. The 8-9 matchup would be Tennessee versus Notre Dame at Neyland Stadium. That sounds like a very, very sexy matchup, if you ask me. The 6-11 matchup will be Penn State and Ole Miss in Happy Valley. That sounds like another good, sexy matchup. And the 7-10 matchup is Indiana versus Alabama, which, honestly, I think Indiana goes into that game as a huge underdog because it's Alabama. Duh, right? That's how I see that. So yeah, man, that's intriguing. That's those rankings. Big games this week. Tennessee and Georgia is a big game this week. Georgia, I think if Georgia gets that game, they fall their way back into the college football playoff, and Tennessee might drop off. Miami has to win out to get to the ACC championship game and still clinch the playoff. That loss against Georgia Tech was nasty, and I'm so upset. I am upset. I'm dead upset about that. Alabama, their big win. I thought they would have jumped up higher. Ole Miss, big win. Like the SEC is crumbling up that bottom, those three teams, and then you got Tennessee and Texas. Notre Dame is hanging in there, even though their loss is so horrible. What a bad loss they had at the beginning of the season. But they have seemed to right the ship. And the final thing before we get out of here, and I'll let you guys get to this Cavs game. The Heisman, my Heisman list really didn't change a lot. At 10, I got Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. He's still at 10. 9, Kate Klubnik from Clemson. 8, Shador stays at 8. I think I should have moved Shador up a little further, but it's kind of hard to put him over these top 7 guys. At 7, I got Kurt Wark from Indiana. He's continuing to play well. And if he plays well and this team wins out and makes it to the Big Ten championship game, he ought to be in New York in the top 5. At 6, I got Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. At number 5, I got Jalen Milroe. He had the killer game that he needed to have in order to make his way back up into that Heisman top 5 conversation. He earned that. To go into Death Valley in a building like that and play a team and beat up on a team like that and have almost 200 rushing yards for a quarterback is absolutely sickening. He's at number 5. Number 4, Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel is going to be there. He's a Heisman finalist unless Oregon loses and struggles. If they go undefeated, continue to the Big Ten championship game, win the Big Ten in their first year there, and they go undefeated and have the 1 seed, you can book Dylan Gabriel's trip to New York. Number 3, Ashton Jeanty. I think he's booked his trip. Number 2, Cam Ward. He had the game that he had, but they lost. And that back at number 1, I have Travis Hunter. That is how that is going to roll for the rest of this year, if I'm going to be honest with y'all. And with that said, y'all, we are going to end this. We're going to get on up out of here right on time for the Cavs game. Again, make sure I'll be back next week. Back on my regular night Thursdays, better than ever. 8 o'clock. Pizzle's Picks is going to be at 7 on Thursdays. Make sure y'all tune in to Pizzle's Picks tomorrow at 7 p.m. It is on at its regular time and in its time slot. Again, for those Tuesday nights main event, I will be on the Tuesday before and after each WWE PLE. I just had to lighten my schedule up a little bit. I was going a little too heavy and I got a lot of things going on. Y'all know what it is, man. Always protect your peace, protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And creators, be great. Stay positive because negative energy is trash. Until next week, peace.